So let's talk about how tax evasion and money laundering ruined the coolest nightclub in New York City. And I'm wearing my vintage Halston to talk about Studio 54, Steve Rubell, and Ian Schrager. So in 1977, Ian Schrager and Steve Rubell own a bunch of small nightclubs all over Queens, and they're seeing how popular disco is. So they open up a new nightclub in New York City, and pretty much overnight it becomes a crazy success, right? There's people lining up at the door. Bianca Jagger comes in. If I had a time machine, I think the first thing I would do is pop into Studio 54 for the night. What Steve Rubell is doing is he has two sets of records. One he's giving to the IRS, and one he's keeping actual track of the money that's going in and out of this club, and it's a ton of money. The IRS estimates that it was about 70,000 to 100,000 any given night that was coming through Studio 54. Steve Rubell runs his mouth to the Post, and he says that the only people that are making more money than him are the mafia, and the IRS, Uncle Sam, gets pissed. They raid Studio 54. They find $600,000 worth of cash in trash bags in the ceiling of Studio 54. And adjusted for inflation, to give you an idea of how much money this really is, it's about $2.5 million. So $2.5 million in cash shoved in the ceiling of a nightclub. So Ian Schrager and Steve Rubell both get 3.5 years in prison, and when they come out, they both become hoteliers, hotel nightlife impresarios, except that Steve can't work in nightlife anymore, but Ian Schrager can. I'm not sure. And unfortunately, Steve Rubell passed from AIDS, and Ian Schrager went on to become an extremely successful hotelier, the Public Hotel in New York, the Edition Hotels. He partnered with Philippe Starck. And honestly, I think because of rampant homophobia that Steve Rubell never really got a fair chance after he got out of prison.